Hey everyone, how are you doing? So today we're talking about the parents' responsibility. Notice I said parents, plural, the mum and the dad's responsibility in raising these beautiful children that God's blessed us with. Um, they are beautiful souls. They are a blessing. They are a gift. And it's actually such a privilege, though it's a serious responsibility. It's also a privilege that God saw it fit for us, for me, to work in partnership with Him to raise these beautiful children that He's given to us. And so we need to be intentional about our parenting. We can't just hope that it all works out without putting any real effort into the way that we parent our children. And I think this is the problem a lot of parents, and myself included. It wasn't until I had children that I realised how much of a responsibility it is. So for those who are watching who aren't yet parents, I hope that from this video you get to realise how much of a responsibility it is. And not to put you off having children, but just so that you can be prepared for parenting these wonderful, beautiful gifts that God's given to us and will give to you. So we are required to train our children. We are responsible for their physical health, their emotional health, their spiritual health, their mental health. We're required to train them for here on earth to be upstanding citizens, to be successful, whatever success looks like for you, to be able to choose right from wrong, to love good and to hate evil, to be able to make good food habits and food choices. We're required to teach them how to pray and how to love God. And this doesn't just happen. We have to be intentional about this. And we're not just preparing them for here on earth, but also for hereafter, when they go to heaven, when they meet God. We have to be this. Someone in the background. Sorry about that. We have to be prepared to take hold of this responsibility and run with it and go with it. Now, there's a quote that I want to read to you. This quote says, "One great reason why there is so much evil in the world today is that parents occupy their mind with other things to the exclusion of the work that is all important. The task of patiently and kindly teaching their children the way of the Lord." Our first responsibility is our children, to raise our children the right way. I need to tell you something. We are accountable for the way we raise our children. We are going to have to stand before God and give an account for the way that we raise our children. We can't do a slapdash job. We can't do that because we're going to have to go before God and say, look, I'm sorry, I did a slapdash job. He's not going to be pleased. So we're going to be accountable. We're going to have to stand before God and say, this is how I raised my child. This is the reason why. And so we need to do this job right the first time. Don't get me wrong. I know it's difficult. I know it's trying. I know you're tired. I know sometimes there could be challenges and obstacles that seem so big and so impossible to get over. But I'm here to tell you that God will not give you a task to do without giving you the resources and the skills needed to be able to complete that task. He will equip you to be able to complete the task of parenting. And so we're going to look at 4 practical ways to do our job as parenting, or to take our job as parenting more seriously. So number 1 I have is to plan. Planning is something that you would do if you was at working for the government or whoever you work for, the NHS or wherever you're working. You would have to plan your day. You plan what you're going to do, what time you're going to do it, who you're going to see, where you're going to go. You need to put in the same amount of planning time, if not more, into your parenting. What are you going to teach them? What are you going to do for the next day? What foods are you going to give them? How are you going to ensure that they're healthy? We need to plan, and planning also requires researching, understanding our children. Side note, we're also doing a program called Study Your Child. The link is below. We'll do a separate video for that. But just getting to know your child so you know how to best parent your child is just so important. So planning is number one. Number two is prayer. Prayer is even more important. Prayer is the foundation. For me personally, it's the foundation of parenting. I think when we know what we need to do for our children, then we could be more specific in our prayers, and we could be more, strategic, we could be more strategic with our prayers. We can see what our child is struggling with, we pray about it. We can see what our child is doing really well, we pray about it. When we need a change, we pray about it. No one can change us, no one can change our spouse, our partner, our children. It's only God can make a change in them. So we need to be strategic about what we're praying for and very specific about what we're praying for. Number three is to find other parents who have done it or are doing it well, who are raising their children in the way that you would like to raise your children, and take the best from each parent in each family. You're not going to be able to raise your children in the way that I raise my children, or the way that Jane raises her child, or Bill raises his children. But you can take the best from everyone and do what works for you and your family. Number four, build a community. I talk about a community a lot. I think community is really important. Surround yourself with parents that are like-minded. Pray together, talk together, share advice, share your joys, share your challenges, support each other, edify each other, lift each other up. Parenting is going to get difficult. It's highs and it's lows, like everything else in life, and that's okay. But if you can surround yourself with other parents who are going through it or have been through it and have completed this task of parenting well, it will help. It will help. When those days are hard, you can go to them. When you just want to share an achievement, they will be able to celebrate in that achievement with you. So I just want to let you know that children are not a nuisance. They're not a pain, they're not an inconvenience, they're not a problem. They are a blessing and they are a gift from God. And though it may be difficult at times and it may not be easy, keep going, mummy and daddy. Don't give up. I've been given this responsibility because God sees it fit that you are able to complete the work of raising these beautiful children that He's given to you. So there's this text that I want to leave with you. It says, "Do not grow weary in doing good. In due season you shall reap." Don't get tired and worn out and stop raising your children in the best way possible, because when they're older they will begin to flourish because of all the hard work that you put in at the beginning raising them. So I hope you're blessed. I hope you have a great day, and once again, if you need any advice or if you want to talk to somebody, feel free to message me below. If you're thinking about becoming a parent and you just want some more advice of how to prepare for this responsibility and this privilege, message me below. You can message me via my email or go through to the Contact Us page on our website. So have a blessed day, keep smiling, and we'll see you soon. Bye everyone.